Right. We have got a sink. We've got a tap. We've got a little soapy pump thing, and somewhere knocking about I've got a pop-up socket, but we don't have any holes in the countertop. So that is today's video. We have got the sink from Amazon. I think it's 35 by 45. Our top is only 50 deep, so it's pretty much a couple of centimetres our side. It'll be perfect. This is the second one we actually ordered. We ordered the first one, which was I think 45 by 45. Without that little back plate on with the holes, and it was just absolutely massive, and it swallowed a big portion of the countertop. So I've sent that back, got this one. The only downside, I wanted it in a proper like matte black, and I couldn't find one for the price that I was willing to spend and the size that we wanted. So this is called matte stainless steel, black stainless steel. So it's like a dark grey kind of light black stainless, but it looks fine, it looks good. Comes with obviously the two holes for your tap and whatever spare one that you want. Comes with the waste pipe and things which go underneath. I've also bought a, what's this called, a soap pump, if you will, a soap dispenser for that second hole, and a black tap which I've not even took out yet, and a black tap with a little pull out bit, which will hopefully sit on there nice and comfortably. So first job is to measure the inside of this sink bit, not the outer bit. Does that make any sense? Whatever. I've got to draw a line, measure the hole, and cut through this. However, I'm not 100% sure on how to cut through this because I've not checked whether the jigsaw is... Oh, there should be plenty of space. Yeah, we'll be alright. I thought we might struggle with the jigsaw so close to the wall, but looking at it now, that being there, I think we've got loads of space. Shouldn't be an issue. Might even use a plunge saw. We'll see. The sink does come with some fitting instructions. I don't know if I'd call them instructions. They're pretty horrendous, to be honest. And they don't even really make sense that much. So, scrap that. I am going to flip this upside down like it is now. I'm just going to eyeball where I want it. I'm trying to get an even space on the front and the side. I'm just going to draw around this now, around the outside of this, and then once that's on, I'll measure the gap. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Measure the gap of the rim here, and then draw the inside line, which will actually be the cut line for the sink. Draw that on, and then cut through that, and that should leave us enough space for this to slot in, and then we can cut the holes out for the tap and the little pump thing. That's pretty straightforward. I don't see why that shouldn't be right. Right, let me show you. Right, where are we? That is the outside rim of the sink. That should be, if I've measured everything correctly, the inside of the sink. So all of this on the inside of that line needs to go. And then I'll put the sink in and then draw the hole exactly where the tap and the, what's it called, soap dispenser goes. And then we'll drill those out and we should be hunky-dory. Look what I've got. It's new tool day. Treated myself. In the previous videos you might have seen us using one of those Festool track saws. Super expensive, super posh. Can't afford to buy one. I borrowed it, and the friend that I borrowed it from needed it back, so that's gone. However, I've got so used to using a track saw now, and it was such a blessing, I don't want anything else. So I have bought a budget track saw. there were cheap ones, but this was 90 quid. Like, I don't know how much more budget you can get. It had good reviews, so I'm going to use it. It's a bit overkill on this job, but I want to play with my new tool, so fuck off. Alright, new plan. I can't use my new tool because I just realised the rail doesn't fit in this way, so scrap all that. We're going to drill a hole and we're going to use a jigsaw and pray that it works. Right, I've just made that first line down towards the wall there. The jigsaw is getting through it. It's very slow because this is obviously 30mm thick. Plus it's got to cut through that bar top lacquer stuff that we put on. So it's struggling a little bit, not too much. So I'm thinking we can do the 2 lines going towards the wall this way, and that one is still 30mm thick. But over here, where I first drilled this hole, because of the piece underneath, there's actually 45mm to try and cut through at once on this edge. And when I first started with the jigsaw, it really struggled. So I think what might be a better idea and a cleaner cut is to do them 3 sides with the jigsaw, and then this one I will actually probably use the plunge saw and just cut straight through because it'll be a lot more powerful. Ta-da! Right, I cut the hole out, sanded it down. I did a test fit, I dropped that in, and it was snug, so I pushed it in and it fit perfectly. And then I went to take it out and I couldn't get the fucking thing out. Because it's a pretty much perfect fit, which is great. However, this sink on the outside has got these like sound deadening things on. And so it got stuck under the lip, so I've had to like pull and struggle, and I've scratched all the on the outside. Doesn't matter, like, it's not visible, so not the end of the world. But I did notice that if you can see inside there, there's a little gap where the overfill pipe is. The overfill pipe is a bunch of bits. The instructions say connect it. That's literally all it says. So from the looks of things, this little bit, it looks blue now because it's got some sort of wrapper on, but that'll come off. That goes in that little slot in there. At the back, it looks like there's holes on this and there's holes here, little spikes. So all I can figure out is that that goes, well, actually, yeah, that goes in there like so, and then weirdly there's like a rim inside, but there's nothing to go in it. So from what I can tell, that goes on the back, that goes on the front. There is a screw that goes through the both to hold them together, and then a pipe comes underneath and to the main drainage. So I just need to cut out of the wood enough space for the depth of that, because at the moment it's flush up against the back of that hole. So I just need to cut out a little bit, and then I can fit all this, and then whack a load of sealant in, push it in, and we are job done. The holes here for the tap and the soap, I'm going to drill afterwards. I think I'm just going to put this in and then use the same size drill bit or Forstner or whatever and go straight through them and through the wood, and that should make life easy for me. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to do that through the hole, but it's seemingly catching on the metal, so I'll just do it this way instead. Right, that's the 2 holes done. Everything's ready. I'm going to pull this out. I have sanded this down so it should come out easier now, he says. Right, we'll pull this out, give everything a clean, cover the underneath of this with sealant, and then slot it back in, push that down, go and get some lunch, and then we can fit the tap, the overflow bit and the soap dispenser, and then try and figure out how to fit the thing down there. And the box just fell off. Right, so I'm going to fit this overflow and the drainage in the back. Hopefully there's enough light you can see what I'm doing. The overflow's here. So it comes like that with the overflow pipe. So the other end of this, that, connects to the drainage, and then the drainage goes down and, oh shit, there goes that. And out wherever you want to waste it. So that just slots on there. Don't know if it needs any sealant or not, but it's pretty tight. So that's going to go there, it's going to go underneath, come up through the back of here, and then the faceplate is going to go on there, like that, and then screw that in with the little screw, and then there is a plate to cover it, which I have dropped on the floor, and now can't find it. Hang on, I'm coming, right. That'll go on there, and then that'll click into there to cover it up. The blue will come off because it's just a little wrapper. That's that. And then the drainage, where's the other half of this? Dropped everything. So that is the drainage that goes under the sink. I'm going to put a little bit of sealant in there, a little bit of sealant on there, put that underneath, and then this will go on there and the top, big screw inside there, and then that is job done for that. All pretty simple. Right, that's that in, I think. The nut that you have to screw it in with, in there, it's like shaped like a flat-headed screwdriver, but it's so big that I don't have a screwdriver wide enough, so I've ended up using a chisel. And it seems really stiff to try and screw it in, so I've just done it as tight as I can. Hopefully it's right. I mean, when we fill it with water, we'll find out, won't we? Well, that's another day's problem. So that's done. That is in. Everything seems like it should. Let's move on to the taps. So here's what I've got for the tap. Obviously, like always, links for everything that we've put in are in the description. Pretty standard, black tap with the pulley bit out. All this gets fed through that hole. This has a weight that gets attached to it on there. There's a little label on there where to add the weight. So that just opens that up, attaches on. This connects to that, and then when you are not using this, this will pull the weight that will pull that back into place, essentially. So I've just got to feed everything through, put the rubber on this side, put the rest of it underneath, screw it. Pretty bog standard. I'm not going to lie, screwing this into the back underneath on my own is not easy. If you're wondering where Sam is, by the way, she's got a migraine, so I'm on my jacksy. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, okay. Bloody hell, that was awkward. Right, that should be solid. It is. This should pull out. It does, and it should go back in. It does not. Why? Or do you have to push it in? No, that's wrong. What have I done? I don't know what the problem is. There doesn't seem to be anything restricting it. It just doesn't seem to be very tight, very heavy. Oh, actually, if you push it in, what the fuck? I don't know what the problem is. It feels like the weight that pulls this back up isn't quite heavy enough, but there is, when I listen to it, it's like it's resistance, but there's nothing in the way. I don't know what could be in the way. What I've done is just sprayed a bit of WD-40 on a cloth and run it across the outside of this pipe, and it has sort of made it a little bit easier. It's still not perfect. The only thing else I can think of is to put a little bit of extra weight on that pipe, but other than that, I don't know. See, it works now. Anyway, moving on. We have this little soap pump dispenser thing for that second hole. Literally just screws out when you're ready. That goes into the hole. Why is that hole not big enough? The lying bastards on Amazon, I swear to God. I drilled the hole that it said to drill, and guess what? It's not big enough. You lying bastard. Now I've got to drill a bigger hole. Let's try again. This goes in the hole. This goes underneath, fastens tight, and then we've got two options that it comes with. One, the bottle screws underneath directly onto the pump, or, and I don't know which one we're going to do yet, or it comes with this extension tube that you can feed directly into a bottle of detergent or whatever you're using, and it'll come up and feed through that. So that'll be really handy. Now, I'm going to screw this on and then we can move on to the plug, and then the whole job is finished. And there we go. We have a hopefully waterproof sink. Looks very nice. I just need to put a bead of clear silicone around the outside and then it's all good. Tap swivels all fine. This is a bit hit and miss, but it seems to be okay. And then pump for your soap. So I'm very happy with that. Let's crack on. Right, we've got a socket, pop-up socket, and that's it. So this is going to go over here at the other end of the counter, and it's pretty much the same principle. How does that come off? So we drill a, where is it? Drill a 30, I think it's a 35mm hole or something. Unscrew this, this goes through the hole, and this screws from underneath, tightens up, and that's literally it. This will obviously not plug in, I don't think. Once we get to the electrical system, I think we'll just connect this to the electrical system, but don't quote me on that just yet. And then that will be the countertop, so to speak, and then you'll just push in, grab, pull out, and have 3 sockets and some USB ports to play from. So that'll be there-ish, like that. So let's make a hole and then stick it in, and we are done for the day. Right, what I've done is I put that underneath because it was easier to line up exactly where the side and back of the carcass was. So I put that under, drawn a circle, and then gone through the centre of the circle with the drill bit and through upwards. Now I know where the hole is going to be, and then I can go down the way, that way. So yeah. No battery. I've got no bloody battery. Try this one instead. There's a little bit more juice. Right, I've gone halfway through from the top. I'm going to go underneath now and do the other half because the thickness of the counter's too much for the hole cutter. Yay! We have a hole, and now with any luck this should just slot in, and we can fasten it from the bottom. Oh, it's tight. It's tight. A bit too tight. I'm going to give that a little file down. Try again. That's a bit better. Hey! Pop-up plugs. Does it turn? No, so I need to have that facing the right way. On and off switch. Right, fasten that from the bottom, and then we're done. And just like that, guys, one more day down, one more day closer to actually using this van. We've got a beautiful sink in, hopefully it's watertight, who fucking knows. Tap seems to be okay. Everything is looking good. Very happy with that today. All the usuals. Subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Let me know what I've done wrong, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.